Hello, I'm pretty tired. My brain is tired. And this is part 2. You haven't seen part 1. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Yada, yada, yada!
What do you know about the legend? I've never been here before. All I know is the werewolf curse to the family that owns it.
Oh, by the way, if you haven't seen part 1, say hello, Boxy. I'm Boxy! I got a box with me.
Everything here.
Well, the story starts with Blueberry Baker Bell, a wealthy stallion who was looking for a good land to build his home. The land he wanted was occupied by a family of gypsies, and he was able to make a deal with them to share the land. But one night, it was discovered that the gypsies were werewolves. Without warning, Mr. Baker Bell had brought in his friends to hunt them down. For his violence and treachery, anyone with the Baker Bell blood is cursed to one day be...
You know, maybe I'm also the problem for not liking this episode that much. Because I was going on about, like, oh, you know, some of the clues, you know, they're not really that interesting, you know, and it's kind of hard to theorize, but I don't know, okay, like, I might have done a bad take there. It's possible, you know. Well, of course it's possible, but considering that I'm tired and my brain is just not very awake right now, and also the fact that I'm not in the theorizing mood, it's probably like I'm probably just like not able to connect the dots like at all, and I'm just kind of letting everything just get spit out right into my face without actually like truly absorbing it. So it also might be like a factor of me that just makes me not enjoy this episode as much as the previous ones I've been watching recently. Yeah, that could be it. Anyway, let's continue to not theorize.
Be hunted to death by the werewolves. They all claim it's just tragic accidents and incidents, but Ponies.
But I still feel like most of it is this episode.
Sounds like a pretty unforgiving curse.
Can't take all the credit, you know.
And these tragic deaths, they really happened?
That's a fact. Hasn't been a natural death in that family for 300 years. If not dead, they went missing. Well, just 5 years ago, the head lady of the manor, Miss Apricot Baker Bell, went missing. They haven't been seen much since then, staying cooped up in their manor. Aside from that, though, all the times I've come here, nothing's really stood out to me as cursed or even remotely spooky. But I keep coming back for their pies. I can't get enough of them.
Oh, you can say that again. Their fruit preserves
pies
are
not that
out
good,
of
to be
this
honest.
world.
Who knows? Maybe it's gypsy magic.
Watch eyes that work, my gypsy magic.
Gypsy magic, wouldn't that be something?
Doctor, I hate to
That song
interrupt,
is
but we should probably
change that word for me.
All right. Thanks for that.
Oh my
Goodbye.
gosh.
Oh, there's no way I wouldn't.
At least this all confirms one thing.
How so?
The attack hasn't been made known yet.
And for a company that thrives both on its baked goods and an old legend to drum up tourism, it'd be ridiculous to keep werewolf sightings under wraps.
Exactly. The publicity, good or bad, would have
was a real
ponies
yawn.
flocking in droves to either capture the beast or to prove the whole thing's just a stunt. They get curious onlookers and more business to their shops. It would be marketing genius. You'd think with all that effort to stage a werewolf attack, news of a werewolf would be out by now.
So why aren't they taking the opportunity?
Maybe something hasn't gone according to plan. Or maybe it wasn't meant to be found yet. We need to get back to Hemlock and your friend.
Wait, before we go, can I get some cakes? The ones those ponies had looked good.
Doctor, move!
No, give me a
Fine.
cake.
Is it just me, or do unicorns tend to be really pushy?
It's an uptight snoodle. It's like, come on, just let the man have his cake.
I swear I got those photos, boss.
Damn, I love that. I love that artwork piece. Holy crap.
Was real. No, stay away from my camera.
Scribble.
Scribble. I love how monotone that was. Just scribble. Like, no, scribble! Wake up, you're having a nightmare. Just scribble.
It's gonna eat me alive.
Scribble, wake up.
Scribble, wake up.
Oh,
That's some of that
It's
good
just a
Doctor Who
dream.
charm right
Do you
there.
suffer from chronic nightmares? There are many reasons for ponies to have them.
no. They've only been happening very recently, actually. I don't know why, though.
From what I gather with your sleep talking, you may be feeling some fear regarding the subject matter of your current assignment. Perhaps
Stress
the subject
dreams.
of the werewolf combined with the stress of your occupation is causing you to have these night terrors?
It may be the stress from the office and the legend. Yeah.
I
I
love
dreamed the
dreams.
werewolf broke into the office and started hunting me down. But that's ridiculous. I'm sorry for disturbing your work.
No need for apologies. I'm almost finished anyway. Would you like to watch me finish?
Sure, yeah. Might take my mind off all this.
I like their
I see the
dynamic
others
more than
haven't
Doctor
arrived
and
yet.
Saffron.
Very well, I shall wait.
You are free to watch my work alongside Scribble if you'd like.
Perhaps
No, go get out of here, Kermlock.
your work will
Stones.
suffer if you aren't able to sleep.
Who, me?
Dark circles and drooping eyelids are classic signs of sleep deprivation, as are enlarged red veins within the eye itself. Your shoulders are stiff and your hooves are fidgeting, suggesting
Yeah, we get it,
a possible
Stones.
indication of caffeine consumption to ward off sleep, or after effects of chronic nightmares. Possibility for both.
Yeah. You're very good at that.
Another complaint I have is that Stones feels like he's just like the same type of character, just like, all right, I can deduce from this, and this that you're like this. Like so far, that just feels like that's his whole character, and I know there's more to his character. I know there's some sort of like deep backstory, some sort of event or like some of his character traits that make him this way, but I just don't like him. I'm not invested in him at all. I don't care about him because I just feel like he's the same character over and over again. Put that cookie down now.
Observation and application of it isn't entirely difficult, but I have to agree with Scribble. You are exceptionally good.
I know.
Too good.
Natural ability. I can see everything, whether I want to or not.
And it's done.
That was amazing! Look at this thing, it looks great! This could have taken months anywhere else at some sort of over-bloated repair shop, and wow!
Although,
It was a simple malfunction. Nothing some pony with the proper knowledge couldn't fix.
And now
Simple
I can get the
malfunction.
film out and look at my photos. All I gotta do is just take them to my darkroom to develop them.
Darkroom?
Yeah, I have one. Well, technically it's the bathroom in my hotel room.
Fascinating. I'd like to
Nice.
see this darkroom myself. The workings of this device make me curious.
It's probably very
Huh?
dark.
Well, alright.
My joke was very funny there. Where I said, that the dark room was very dark. I'm here all night.
Alright, I don't see why not.
now, about you, TikTok. There's a lot to you, and yet, not. Your knack for inventions and engineering suggest a background in that field, but everything else about you contradicts that. Clean, well-kept hooves, not just washed. Kept safe, not a chip or scrape on them. You keep your hooves very safe, you need them for your craft after all, and yet you have little care for the rest. I see the end of your tail has been burnt off. Running, you do quite a lot of that. Yet your posture, well-mannered is stiff. You've obtained
You see what I
injury of some
mean?
kind that has left you a form of paralysis. You've seen battle. Somehow.
Well, you are absolutely correct about everything.
So it seems.
I noticed you have a tattoo on your neck, just under your scarf. Is there any...
Like, okay. I do think that having Stones here analyze the two main characters, the Doctor and TikTok, like go more deep into like their emotional analysis, like that could yield some more interesting, stuff, make it more, the episode more entertaining and investing, but we kind of already knew some of this information, so
Is there any purpose to it?
I was bored. That happens sometimes.
I see.
Now that June and the Doctor have returned,
Nice to see you too, Stones.
I can
It's
tell you
not
what
nice
I
to
discovered
see
at
you.
the Baker Bell estate.
Wait, we figured out something.
Indeed, but my lead is far more important.
Excuse me?
Oh my god. Really? Oh my god. I actually really don't like this character.
Just let him go first.
I was greeted at the manor's doors by a maid. Pink coat color, mane, tail, and shades of periwinkle and sky blue. Her eyes were a luminous lemon yellow. Her demeanor was typically submissive yet inviting for house staff.
Welcome, sir. I am
Hello.
Evening Primrose. I don't think any pony was expecting company today.
No, I am not expected. I am Hemlock Stones, and I am assisting with a researcher of legends and mythology on the fables surrounding your employer's unique establishment.
What for, sir? If I may ask.
Oh, novels and other romantic rubbish. I'm merely a consultant on the matter. Is there any pony I may speak with? My assistants and I were to meet with Miss Baker Bell. However, she missed our rendezvous.
Which Miss Baker Bell? Miss Raspberry? Or Miss Hazel?
Hazel!
That would be Miss Hazel.
Thank you. Her name escaped me. Have you, by any chance, seen her? All through my act, the maid seemed unperturbed by my words. She followed every leading line I made easily. It was almost too perfectly mundane and sincere.
Ego much?
I'm afraid I haven't. I hope nothing is wrong.
At last, some alteration in her voice. Her mannerisms changed from placid and assisting to nervous, more deflecting.
Perhaps you could return again.
Fortunately, this is my only time my associates and I have. Perhaps I could inquire about Miss Hazel with her father, Mr. Chestnut Baker Bell.
Mr. Baker Bell is quite busy, but I can bring you to his sister, Raspberry.
That will do. She led me through the mansion. A dreary
Was
looking
it
place with scarce
a
decorations
nice
aside
mansion?
from the dreary painted family portraits and potted white flowers. Hybrids of some kind, though when I asked about them, the maid was unable to tell me what species they were.
Hold up, why is that important?
Details are important, and one detail I noticed was that these...
Well, yes, details are important, but you have to understand that sometimes specific details aren't important. Not every single detail is going to be important. Like, I could tell you that there's a painting right above my desk. It's a nice painting, sure, but it's really not going to add anything to my video. Like, that's a detail that I have never actually mentioned in my video, but, like, I'm mentioning it now because it's a detail that actually matters now, because I'm contributing to my point. So, Sherlock Stones here, you're an idiot. I hate you, and I will take every single opportunity I can to dunk on you, because you are my least favorite character in the whole entire series. Take that, scrub!
flowers seemed to be of value to the Baker Bell family. They were present
I'm
in the paintings
calm.
as well.
Yes, but they have nothing to do with Ditzy or the missing Hazel, do they? Come on then, get to the ant already. Stop stalling. You can't tell me the only thing of importance you found were a bunch of flowers.
Yes. Moving forward, Raspberry Baker Bell was everything you would expect of a unicorn from a paint line. She was reeking of refinement and hubris. There was no doubt in my mind that my presence alone was a nuisance to her, but that did not
You're a
deter me
nuisance
from
to
my
me, buddy.
inquiries. So you see, Miss Hazel missed our meeting time, and I wanted to inquire as to her whereabouts.
And why do you expect me to know where that silly girl is off to? It isn't unusual for her to forget. She's never been the brightest thing, you know. She's probably playing with her brother Basil.
Oh. Can you tell me
Basil?
more about Basil? Perhaps where they might be playing?
Hazel and Basil.
He is about as disappointing as Hazel. A ridiculous daydreamer with no backbone. I don't care where either of them are. I am the only one.
Bro, I'm a daydreamer too. What's wrong with daydreaming? You know, daydreaming is pretty cool. You know, just to get a little bit bored. You know, just pop in the mind, be like, hey, let's daydream about the war. Why did my brain jump to that? What? Yes. I could dream about my good old brother here, the box seat. You've been silent for quite a while. Would you like to contribute? I see. He spoke to me through our telekinetic bond. Yeah, we don't need a machine to do that anymore. Not that we had a machine in the first place. And me and Boxy here, we seemed quite bonded a little bit over the course of this 1 hour and a half journey, probably, or close to that, of me watching this episode and reacting to it. He's become a close friend of mine. I wouldn't let you die, Boxseat. I will not take you off the desk. I'll slam you on the ground, because that's what friends do.
One here who gets things done without any distractions, and you, sir, are a distraction.
I'm not sorry,
I
Boxseat.
apologize, but I have reason to believe something has happened to Hazel. So if you could be of any help.
Happened to her? Hazel's always been a finicky, airheaded young filly. But even still, I doubt she would talk to the likes of you about the family legend. You're just another one of those fanatics trying to make a mockery of our family's legacy with nonsensical fantasy. It's all rubbish. A blot on our name, really.
Then why sell it?
Primrose,
Yes, miss.
escort Mr. Stones off the premises immediately.
Of course,
Okay.
miss. Sir, if you could please follow me.
It was evidently clear to me that Raspberry was hiding something. Her body language was what gave her away. I had reason to believe she knew something about Hazel's disappearance after all. Not only that, but the legend in particular seemed to be a touchy subject. It was obvious, however, that she would not budge from her stance, so I complied, and allowed the maid to lead me
I
out.
like her character design.
Not without questioning her, of course. Houseworkers, I've found, have often been the most reliable sources of information in cases such as this one.
I'm sorry about that. Miss Raspberry really isn't fond of visitors.
Or her own.
I wonder why.
She's always been hard on the poor dears.
But you seem to have better opinions of them. How long have you known them?
I've been with this family since they were very small. I even acted as a nanny on a few occasions.
Then, in your opinion, what are the siblings like?
Oh, they were both always fairly timid. There's a lot of expectation on them in this family. Basil is a sweet thing, though. He sometimes insists on helping me with house duties. He
Aww.
hardly speaks with any pony else but me.
Aww. I like
Hazel,
Basil.
though. She's been reaching that rebellious age. Why, just this morning she was having an argument with her father. Oh,
Let's
I
go,
mustn't
Hazel.
speak of private family matters like this. I apologize.
I understand. But can you tell me where they think Hazel might be right now?
Do you think she's run away?
I
Probably.
believe she may be in danger. Or worse.
Oh, no. I'm sure there must be some other reason she didn't meet up with you. I couldn't bear if something terrible happened to her.
That is why I need you
My
to
shoulder
tell me
is being
everything
annoying
know.
right now.
Not here. I couldn't. If you find me in an hour, I can meet you at the private garden gate. I can tell you what I know then. That is, if no pony finds her by then.
I agreed to meet with her again,
Okay.
and we said our farewells. The manor felt ominous as I left, as if it were watching with dark seekers just behind the walls.
Oh, the curse! The Baker Bell curse! It's the curse, isn't it?
The only role this curse has in this is that it's being used to cover up the real crime here. If it was really just the curse, then why are other ponies disappearing besides the Baker Bells themselves?
Well, maybe the curse is more about the land and less about the family? Come on, there has to be something to the curse.
I've studied curses extensively. Curses don't work like that. I refuse to.
Can this be like the thing that proves Stone is not right 100% of the time? Can they're gonna go they're gonna go down the route where it's gonna be an actual curse. It's gonna be a real curse. You know, like that one episode where Tyler's just like, curses don't exist. Curses are stupid. They don't exist. You know, it's gonna be like that one. It's gonna be like that one episode. Curses are real. Curses are real, Stone. You're gonna get proven wrong.
To overlook what could very easily be a pony's own doing just because there are rumors of hocus pocus surrounding the area.
Humph. Well, I have another tidbit of information that could be useful. From what June and I found, it looked like a lot of ponies staying here are having sleep problems. Bad dreams. And I think
I'm
most
having
of those
sleep
bad
problems.
dreams involve the legend.
Because
Scribble
you,
was just
Stone.
having a werewolf nightmare earlier.
What?
I'm sorry.
You mean I'm not the only one?
There were quite a few ponies who were sleep deprived when we were asking them questions.
It must be a coincidence. They market the legend so much that it's bound to give ponies bad dreams about it. Did you find anything else of use?
Oh, that was useful! You can't just ignore...
We think the werewolf attack on Hazel was some sort of publicity stunt to get the public riled up about the legend.
Now that is some logic I can get behind. That would leave either the workers of the estate or the family themselves as potential culprits.
I still think the legend and the nightmares have something to do with all this, and the answers are at the manor.
Well, one thing I can agree with is that the manor is where we need to focus next. I have a meeting with the maid soon. June, if you would accompany me...
I'm going with you too.
Fine, but don't pester her about the curse.
That all depends on what we find out.
Lovely.
Don't worry, I'll keep him under control.
Hey!
I'm going to help Scribble with his photos.
Thank you, TikTok.
Then it's all been settled. Come along, to the manor.
Okay. Yay! No, I'll ask you if I have for the credits. So if you're an artist or voice actor who did see your name, please contact us on that. Okay. Okay. That's pretty cool. I feel really negative right now. I feel like I wanna like just ripping air into this episode, you know. But I'm just gonna let the credits play while I sleep or something. I'm gonna tell you right now that this is, I think, one of the videos I've struggled the most with just thinking and just using my brain molecules. I'm struggling over here. I'm really struggling. This is like early Mr. MLP for me, where I'm just like, I can't think. But then again, I could never think during videos, but I can't think more than usual. Alright, can I tear into the episode now? App credits. You always gotta check for the app credits. No, there's gotta be something. There's gonna be like a little 1 second gag. Okay, no, it's just black screen. Okay. Yeah, I think this is honestly my least favorite Dr. Hibbs episode. Again, could just be me being tired. Part 2 could pick it up like tremendously, and this will become one of my favorite Dr. Hibbs episodes, at least part 2. But part 1, just, I don't feel it at all. The charm, especially with the characters, feel just mostly gone. Like, I don't, especially with the 2 new characters, don't really feel like a Dr. Hibbs and his assistant character. They feel kind of boring, I'm not gonna lie. They don't feel like they have that much going for them. Especially Stone. Which, yeah, you guys get it by this point. I don't like Stone. And just overall, like, the dialogue and the way things play out, like event-wise and action-wise, I think it's just too grounded for a Doctor Who's episode. Like, I genuinely, like, more grounded episodes can work for, I'm pretty sure, that one episode where they had, like, the goop, the purple goop, and it was, like, it was a TikTok Drippy and Doctor Who's, quick little adventure, and, like, I think it was actually just Ponyville, and that was actually a lot more of a grounded episode, and I really liked that episode. I actually thought it did a lot better if it got rid of, like, the wacky goop thing. So yeah, Doctor Who's episodes can work when they're more grounded, and they can be better. For a long time, I wanted them to be a little less wacky and focus more on the characters. But with this episode, it feels like we got neither. We got neither the wackiness nor the lovable character dialogue, character stuff, and all that good stuff. Because I don't like the early episodes that much, at least from what I remember. They had its moments, but I don't know, I just wasn't a big fan of them. But what kept me through those episodes was, again, the wackiness and the humor of the characters. I barely laughed during this episode. Like, I barely laughed. And Dr. Who's and his assistants is one of the funniest pieces of fan content that I can think of, apart from, like, all the abridged series, all that kind of stuff. There's just not that much there. I gotta complain some more. I gotta get this all out. Oh, and, like, I think the biggest factor that kind of makes this episode feel more empty is the lack of Derpy. I don't. It's weird because I know that I'm like 100% sure that, or at least 99.9% sure that you take Derpy out of the episode, it could still work perfectly fine. Like, TikTok and the Doctor are still extremely well-written characters to the point where they could stand on their own, and just pair them together. Their dynamic is sure to, like, get you through an episode, and like they'll have a banger episode on their own. But for some reason, the exclusion of Derpy and the inclusion of these two new characters, when their dynamics aren't that interesting and have been done better in earlier episodes, it feels like the exclusion of Derpy makes it feel worse. If Derpy was here, I would probably enjoy this episode a lot more. It's just like, I really wish it was just Doctor and TikTok trying to find Derpy, and maybe some wacky stuff, maybe some not wacky stuff, maybe stay with a more grounded approach or go more wacky. Either direction's fine by me. Just as long as it was just focusing on TikTok and the Doctor. I think if that were to happen, this episode, for me at least, would have been a lot better. So is there anything else? Honestly, it's been a while since I've been this harsh and negative on something I've watched. It's been a while. It's been a fat minute. Like, I hate to say it, but the only positive I could really think of this episode is that I liked some of the artwork. Like, that's pretty much it. I'm sorry for being such a negative Nancy. Sorry, something got caught in my throat there for a second. I'm gonna end it on this. Black seat, or back on the desk. I'll say this one more time. Is there anything you would like to say to contribute to the conversation? I'm seat. Well, there you have it, folks. Yeah, not even the box seat bit went anywhere interesting. That's how. Even my own reaction video, was kind of bad. just bad all around. The world is bad. The universe is bad. This book is bad. My mouse is bad. My hand is bad. Everything is bad. Everything is not awesome. Everything is not awesome. Everything is not cool when you're part of a team. Everything is not awesome. Everything is not better when we stick together. Side by side, not you and I.